Hello, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Banter, the podcast aimed at bringing you your dose of murder relaxation. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How you feeling? You feeling a little better? You got some food in you now.
A piece of toast. Yes.
Yeah.
But the toast was actually pretty slapping, so I'm not mad about it.
Apparently,
I feel like a different
you found
person.
the key.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome
Hi.
back to Microdose number 2.
Yep.
Number 2. Who does number 2
Who do you work for?
I also like to live dangerously. How's everybody doing out there? I'm doing okay.
Do we want to talk about what we just did or no?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we killed a no. Oh,
what?
not the other.
Oh my
Sorry.
god.
Too much. No, so yeah, we well, how many episodes ago was it? I don't know how many episodes ago it was, but we did like a 5-second song game.
Oh, that was like 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Yeah. And I mentioned in that episode that a podcast called The Morning Show Podcast, hosted by Carla Marie and Anthony, they were like the little inspiration for that, you know?
Yeah.
The actual inspiration for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Not just the little.
Yeah.
Well, we were just a part of that with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we...
After we tagged them on Instagram, I believe, we
Yeah.
posted like a little short of us doing that little segment of our episode, and
Yeah.
then we tagged them in it, and then they saw it, and they were like, "You need to be on the actual show doing the actual game."
Yes.
And then we just were like,
And we just-
20 minutes ago or whatever it was.
and that was
which is so cool. They were so nice.
It was a tough showing for one of us. If I do say so myself. We're gonna let you guys go ahead and listen.
Next Wednesday,
The
I believe.
4th, I believe, or not the 4th, the 11th.
Yes.
So
Yep.
the Morning Show Podcast.
That's when it'll air. So
Yeah. So
so
go ahead, listen
tune
to
in
that
to find out.
and figure out who had a great showing and who failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
My girl. Anyways, yes. Also, thank you to them for having us on.
They
That
were
was
cool.
fun. Today,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have really any format for this. We've talked
Right.
about this before.
It's only our second microdose.
Yeah. And so we're just kind of going off the cuff again. We've got
Yeah.
some notes here, but before we get into these small little cases that we just want to talk about real quick, I do have a couple shout outs. And let me just pull them up. I know how riveting it is to hear
Suspense.
awkward silence on a podcast.
Whatever. People need to be comfortable with
True.
silence, okay?
Yeah, like Johnny Depp.
What?
See? And then you just
Okay.
sit in silence, and
Anyway.
then people are like, what?
I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
So this first shout out goes to Lady Grinch. I'm going to say she because it says Lady Grinch.
Okay.
Left a review on Apple Podcasts. And they say, or she says, I love the show. It's so laid back and chill. When this guy says he's got your dose of murder relaxation, he means it. I've definitely found a new favorite.
Ooh,
so,
thank you, Little
Welcome.
Grinch.
I hope
Thank
you're
you.
well relaxed. That sounds weird. This next one is a comment from Taylor Poyadu, Poyadue.
Okay.
As our doggo freaks out over there.
Okay.
They say they were responding to our last microdose episode.
Oh.
Where at the end we were
boy.
talking about cadaver animals, and they suggested maybe a gopher.
Okay.
Can dig underground, climb
Okay.
trees, swim if they need to, and their sense of smell is really sensitive. So
Sounds very well thought out.
yeah, a
I
cadaver
love
gopher may be the go-to.
I love when
future-
someone takes something so lighthearted and it like really puts thought into it, and I'm like, okay,
Like
you really did your
you
research
say
on
you
this.
love that, and I'm like, I actually love that.
I
Like, yes,
appreciate
this is
it.
what I want.
Riley's got a different level of
Yeah.
appreciation over there.
And then the last shout out goes to Haley Taylor. She also commented a few times on our YouTube videos. The first one was it was on a Sasha Samsoning one, actually.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, a little while
from a
ago.
little while ago. She was just talking about how fucked up it is to see him leaving with the bag of trash
Right?
just an hour after he goes upstairs, and then acting
Right.
like everything's completely new
Yep.
and normal.
Yeah.
She just said he's sick.
Yep.
And then she also said 4 hours later, she comments, "First day watching, third video of yours that I've watched today." So it seems
Oh.
like she's enjoying it, and I'm glad
Cool.
to have her or welcome her to the
Yeah, there's a few people
fam.
that I message with, and I'll say it again. If you're on Instagram and you're corresponding with our Instagram, then it's me.
Yep.
It's me behind the screen. And I get a few people that say that they're listening at work or they're at the gym or driving or whatever it is, and it's kind of weird. It's this weird like Inception thing because before we started doing this podcast,
right.
as a listener, I heard other people like True Crime Garage and Crime Junkie and all these other ones that people would write in saying, I listen to you on the way
That
to work
exact
and
thing,
stuff. So it's
yeah.
weird that people do that for us now.
Yeah,
It's really weird, but
it's cool though.
whatever you're doing, I mean, it's cool that you're like kind of like bringing us along for the ride. It's
Yeah.
cool. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. And that's kind of all I got for shout-outs for today. So
I'll
if you
take
guys
it.
have any comments or suggestions that you want us to talk about on these
Yeah.
Microdose episodes, feel free to, obviously, like she just said, send us a message,
reach out
leave
on
a comment,
Instagram.
whatever.
I have like a small little list going.
Yeah,
and-
or
yeah.
even like on these Microdose episodes on YouTube, if you're watching or listening, leave a comment there and be like, hey,
Yeah,
talk about this, talk
Yeah.
about
love it.
that. I love you. Wait, where
Wait,
are
what?
we?
What's going on?
Okay, so do you have any missing persons that you want to cover today?
Yeah. I have here. This is current. 23-year-old Emily Rogers was last seen near her home around 4:30 on April 26th in Milwaukee. She was wearing a t-shirt, skinny jeans, and black and gold Timberland boots. Police say, quote, there is reasonable suspicion to believe her disappearance is not voluntary and or she is a victim of foul play, end quote. A friend of Emily's actually found her phone in some bushes on Monday, and police searched the park where the phone was actually found. Emily's boyfriend was last seen at the exact same park. Can't seem to find him either. Emily has a 1-year-old daughter who was found safe with some relatives.
Okay.
Her friends and family are asking for anyone in the area to check their cameras in case they saw anything, her leaving, getting into a car, whatever it may be. Anything is welcome. And if you want to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers at 414-224-TIPS.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
Well,
what I
good.
have so far.
Good. I guess the only good thing about that case is that the daughter, you said, right?
Yeah, she's safe.
Yeah,
And, yep.
so,
Because it said mom on the headline. It said, like, mom from
missing.
Milwaukee
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, where's the kid? Where's the kid? Where's the kid? And then at the end, it was like, she's safe with friends
Okay.
and family,
Well,
whatever.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as,
Yeah.
you know.
And I
'cause-
don't mean to rush through it, but we don't have any information. So that little short story is all we have right now.
Yeah. And any other ones, or do you want me to hop into my first case?
Maybe you do yours and I'll end with mine. Mine's a little bit more lighthearted, I
Okay.
guess.
All right. So I've got two cases in.
Oh, okay.
that I
Let's
wanna
go
talk
for
about.
it.
First one, just real quickly, takes place, at least currently, in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
It is a lady or a woman. She's been arrested for a death that happened over 25 years ago.
What?
So
I love these ones when people finally get their ass kicked years later.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of put at the end here. It should be interesting to see what comes of this because
Okay.
so back on January 4th of 1996, police in Santa Ana, California, responded to a break-in that resulted in the stabbing death of Christopher Hervey.
Okay.
So Hervey's girlfriend, Jade Benning, was currently living with him at the time. She was questioned about the incident multiple times, and she generally just gave very vague, like, general statements about what happened or what she knew. So there wasn't a whole lot to go off of back then. But in 2020, the Santa Ana police received an anonymous letter linking her, or how did I put it here? I said it was a 2020 letter that implied she was involved in the killing.
Okay.
So back in 2020, they reopened the case, did some forensic evidence,
Right.
searching, and
Yeah.
eventually got enough to issue a warrant for her arrest in Texas.
Okay.
So they got her arrested,
Bada bing,
and
bada boom.
like I said, it should be interesting because, I mean, forensic evidence for a stabbing in a place that she lived,
Right.
I mean, that can be kind of dicey, because, I mean, she lived there. So,
Yeah.
of course, her DNA is going to be around there. But if it's like on the knife or
Right, exactly.
defensive wounds, possibly, who
Yeah.
knows? So that'll be
Okay.
interesting to see what comes of that.
All right. What's your next one?
The next one is piece of shit alert. So, yeah, this
Great.
takes place in Snellville, Georgia.
What a name,
Georgians.
Snellville.
Well,
Ugh.
20-year-old David, Davied,
Okay.
Watley, was picking up a firearm at the Snellville Police Department. So for some reason, the police had his weapon. I don't know how it works in Georgia, but he was going there to pick it up.
Okay.
After doing a background check, which is standard procedure for the police department to do, they found that Watley had an outstanding warrant for his arrest for a probation violation. So after 40 minutes of being under arrest in this police department, he was transported to the Gwinnett County Detention Center. What he didn't tell authorities, though, in those 40 minutes, is that he parked his car 2 blocks away, I guess in some building's parking lot, with his 8-month-old daughter still in it waiting for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
You're
this
just not going to tell anyone that the whole time. By the way, my baby is in the car while you're doing all this shit to me.
Yeah, so they say he arrived at the police department around 2 p.m.
Oh my God.
The grandmother of the daughter wasn't able to locate her or where the car was parked until almost 10 o'clock that night.
Dude.
Which, unfortunately, was too late.
Yeah.
They transferred her to the hospital, and sadly, she didn't make it through. So after being bonded out for his probation violation, he was arrested and charged for second-degree murder.
What?
So,
I
piece of shit, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think why you wouldn't say anything.
So I'm thinking he's 20 years old, still a young guy. I mean, a young father, but you're old enough to be an adult to be like, hey, by the way, I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But
this almost makes me wonder if he was like under the influence of something or like
I don't know. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you say
how
anything?
easy would it be to be like, hey, my daughter's parked in my car?
Right.
They're gonna be like, okay, where
people
did you
do
park?
that shit when they have dogs in the car. Like, why wouldn't you with a baby? That's really weird.
I don't know if there's a better description for a piece of shit than Mr. David Watley, but
that's that one. Those are the ones that
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. We're like, I'm like this in like real life too. Not just like when it comes to these cases, where like when something it seems so simple, yet somebody didn't choose the option that you're supposed to. I think about it for so long, and I almost fixate on it because why wouldn't you?
All it takes is one
I'm trying to find any possible answer, and it fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe he was high or fucking drunk, or like why wouldn't you say something?
Who knows?
That's so weird. All right, well, there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Which, just a piece of shit. I mean, I don't understand it. Like you said, there could be a reason.
That's so weird.
Under the
Maybe we'll
influence of
find out
something,
later.
but,
After what happens.
Hopefully there's a good reason.
For the one that we're going to end on, I know a second ago I said it's more lighthearted, and I don't mean to make light of this because it's not like not serious, but it's not something that ended in like a death or anything.
Okay.
So that's what I meant by that. But in this case, Melinda Gattaca, if that's how you say her last name, from Michigan, she turned herself in to Genesee County authorities on Wednesday after her child took a package of THC-laced gummies to school and shared them with his kindergarten classmates. I think we've heard this kind of stuff before.
A few times, yeah.
And sometimes it's not just THC. Sometimes it's other stuff, But 4 kids between the ages of 5 and 6 were taken to the hospital after feeling, quote, short of breath, nausea, and lethargic, end quote.
Okay.
At first, the cops thought there might have been a carbon monoxide leak in the school.
Right. That
But
would make sense.
yeah, but I put in here that I'm sure like once they realized it was only affecting like 4 kids, these 4
Right.
kids, they were like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah. Like it could easily.
Yeah,
be
they're like,
something
maybe
else.
it's something they ate or got into out on the playground. You know, you're just kind of like, you know. So that's pretty much all we have right now. She turned herself in, which I guess is
good
good,
on
you
her.
know?
Yeah.
Maybe someone else was going to turn her in, so she did it herself. I don't want to say like, good job, but because we don't know the circumstances.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but in her picture, and this always strikes me as so weird, she's like smiling really big on like her like jail picture. Like, when they take your picture, she's like, it's like she's at like a family gathering and everyone's like, say cheese. It's like, it's not just like a little smile or a straight face. It's like full on cheesy.
That's
so
interesting.
it's just
Yeah,
weird when people do that. Like,
I guess how would you, if for some odd reason you were like, you know, booked for something?
I feel like I would just like look at the camera. Like, this is clearly going to be one of the worst days of my life. Like, I don't know why you'd be smiling, but she has been charged with 2nd-degree child abuse, and she actually can face up to 10 years in prison for this. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, but again,
Yeah.
if you're going to have, you know, if you're going to have drugs around, you got to be responsible enough. It's
And
just like a weapon, you know?
That's so weird you said that. That's what I was just going to say, that the police in this interview said the same thing. They said you have to treat it like a gun. You have to keep it somewhere safe.
Gotcha.
And
because
it is legal in that state.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you get to just have it out. Like, you can't just, I think it was just like in just like a little package.
Right.
And if her kid's in kindergarten, he's old enough to get up on counters and
so you got to either be hiding it, locking it
you
away,
can't leave
whatever.
that out. Yeah.
Well, I figured, you know what, as we were talking, you kind of maybe saw me pull my phone out because I was like, I was thinking of, you know, the question about what would you like take your booking picture.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. It just made me think like, I like talking points like that.
Okay.
You know? Something to spark a conversation.
Okay.
I don't have much along the lines of that, but I wrote down this note earlier must have been last week because I thought I want to bring this up on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And it is about car license plates.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, when we were driving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just the other day,
You're so funny.
we were, I guess, on our way back from the store, and you saw a car that had a license plate that was like car and like 4 numbers.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I was like, okay, that could like. You said something like, "Oh, what are the chances you could have your license plate be car and then just a couple numbers?"
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you know, it wouldn't be that difficult. I'm sure not a lot of people are like,
No, but
I want car and then numbers.
Right. No. Exactly. My point was not that she picked it out, just that she was assigned to it.
Okay.
It wasn't like cleverly done. It was just CAR 5267 or whatever it was.
Okay.
It wasn't like
and so I brought
done
up
on purpose.
Yeah, I brought up, well, maybe it's like a dealer, like a dealership car.
Yeah.
But usually those don't have license plates.
No, right.
They're just, you know,
Yeah.
Larson Dodge or something like
Yeah.
that. Weirdly, as I'm saying that, the car next to that car, I guess next to us pulling up behind that car,
Yeah.
a completely different brand of vehicle. It's an SUV, not a car, and it had the license plate car and then 4 other different numbers.
It was so weird.
And I was like, even if it, at that point, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, isn't
Because
it weird?
the chances of that happening, even if it is like a dealership,
Yeah.
these cars were not washed. They weren't like brand new and like off the lot.
Right.
They were like 2014, 2015 cars that, I don't know, they didn't look like they were off the dealership lot.
No.
They looked like they were
Just
just random
normal
cars. And
cars.
for some reason, as we're talking about the license plate of the one in front of us,
That says CAR.
Yep.
The one next to it says CAR.
has CAR.
It's
and
just
then
so
just more
weird.
numbers.
And
So.
people might think that's fucking stupid, which is fine. But when
Well,
you were there,
that's the life that we live.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're just driving and all of a sudden you notice something and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then you think it's so bizarre and then you just turn your head 3 inches to the left and you're like, oh, that same weird thing just happened again right there.
immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I was like, you know what?
Now
I know
that I'm
I
saying
had
it out loud,
something.
I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Well,
but
I thought
it was weird.
I knew I had something. I was like, I want to talk about this, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
there we
fucking
go. We
dumb.
just blew everyone's mind, and I feel like we should put something in the
we are hella
description
funny.
box. Okay. And we should put something in the description box, like, if you hate stupid shit, don't listen to the last 3 minutes of this or something.
Or if you,
Last thing I want to do is waste everyone's time.
Yeah. Well, we just did for about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be it for Microdose number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You stretching your toes over there?
Yeah.
You weirdo with your non-condom socks on?
Oh, we'll have to talk about that next time.
Yes,
guys.
that'll be for Microdose number 3.
Yeah.
If you guys can remember to remind us.
Condom sucks.
There you go.
Should not forget that anytime soon.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for listening. This has been the True Crime Banter podcast, and we'll talk to you next time.
Catch you on the flippity flip.
Adios.